Okay, so to continue on from the previous lesson, what we're going to do is set up a jaw.touch bound. Now before we do this, we need to switch to edit mode and make sure that the parent-child relationships are set up correctly on these non-deformed bones. So go ahead and click on this tongue bone over here, and go to the bone tab, and here you can see that the parent is dab.jaw, which is not correct. We want it to be m.jaw. So go ahead and click on this bone, press the shift key down, click on this one, do Control P and do keep offset. Now here, go ahead and click on this bone to make sure that it says m.jaw. Now go ahead and click on this jaw bone, and here we can see that the parent is deb.head, which is not correct. We want it to be m.head.flex.c. So press the shift key down, click on this one, do Control P, and now do keep offset. And make sure you click on this bone to ensure that you've set it up correctly. Now to test this out, just simply switch to pose mode. And here, because we don't have a touch bone, we can simply click on the m.jaw and press the R key to rotate. So this works fine. Now in order to test the head, we would have to go to the data tab, press the shift key down and turn on the touch bone layer, click on the head.touch and press the R key. So this is working fine, correct? Okay, so go ahead and click over here. Now let's go ahead and go under File, do Save As, and we're going to save this as a rigging lesson 03k.blend. Okay, so now go ahead and switch to edit mode and click on the tail of this bone. Press the E key to extrude out a bone and just park it somewhere like this. Go ahead and click on this bone, press the shift key down, click on this one, and just do Control Alt A to align this bone to this bone. Go ahead and click on the tail of this bone and press the R key, press the Control key down. Now look on the header, and you want to rotate this bone by 90 degrees. Go ahead and click on the body of this bone and press the Y key to sever the parent-child relationships. Now over here, we're going to go to the bone tab, make sure the deform is off, and we're going to call this jaw.touch. Now make sure that this is on normal. Click on this blue arrow and simply just move this bone right about here. This is fine. Now what we want to do is tell this m.jaw to use a damp track to track wherever the head of this bone is going. So to do this, first we need to create a parent-child relationship with the jaw.touch with the m.head.flex.c. So go ahead and press the shift key down, click on this one, do Control P, and do keep offset. Now go ahead and switch to pose mode. Go to the data tab, press the shift key down and turn on this layer. Go ahead and click on the head.touch, press the R key to ensure that it's working. Right click to cancel the movement. Now having the head.touch selected, press the shift key down, click on this bone and then this bone. Now do Control I to invert the selection, press the H key to hide it. You can of course do Alt H to bring everybody back. Just do H to hide everything. Now what we want to do is go ahead and click on this bone, press the shift key down, click on this one, do Shift Control C, and here just choose a damped track. Go ahead and click on this bone. Go to the constraints. Now over here, it's going to be set up correctly by default. Here you can see that if you hover your mouse, it says axis that points to the target object. So we want to point this bone along its y-axis. Basically, the tail should always point to the head of this bone. Now when we click on this bone and press the G key here, you can see that we can start to open the jaw. Right click to cancel. Now in order to make this touch bone work correctly, we have to tell it to operate in a local space. So first I want you to go ahead and do Shift S and do cursor to selected, and we're going to go to the grease pencil, click on line and just expose its local coordinate system. So this is the Y, and over here this is the Z, Now just press the 1 key to go to your front view and just draw a line across the X. It doesn't have to be perfect. Escape key. If you do the middle mouse button, we can expose very quickly what its local coordinate system looks like. Now, in order for this to operate in local space, here we're going to do limit location. And of course, we're going to say local space. Okay? Now, what we need to do is decide how the jaw or how much the jaw needs to open and shift left and right. So press the 3 key to go to your right view. Now go ahead and click on this green arrow and just first decide, okay, well, how much do you want it to go up? So I'm just going to move it up a little bit because I want the lips to collide a bit more. Okay, now over here we're going to simply look at this Y, do Control C and copy this. Now over here, this is the X, Y, and Z. This is the positive, so go ahead and click this, do Control V. Now it's really important to click on For Transform. Just check it. So now when you click over here, you'll notice that here the bone will stop. Okay, notice that the numbers are stopping. Now if you didn't have this on, what would happen is that when you do this, the bone stops, but look, the numbers are changing and they stay there. So that's not good. So we're going to do Alt G to reset the location so it's zeroed out and make sure that this is on. This is basically what the purpose of this is for. Now here, what we need to decide is how much of the jaw needs to open when going down. So here, I'm just going to decide for myself. You can pick any number that you want. Here, I'm just going to, I guess, leave it like around here. Just do Control C. Now here, again, you have to think in coordinate space, right? This is the negative. So here, we're going to do minimum and do Control V. So now we're going to do Alt G and press the G key so you can see that it basically goes down and up. That's it, right? So you can see that it's moving on the Z. Right click to cancel. So here we're going to lock it so it never moves on the G. It just goes up and down. So now press the 1 key. So now we need to decide, okay, how much is it going to shift to the left and right? So to do this, I'm just going to click on this green arrow first a little bit. Now click on this red arrow and decide, okay, so here on the positive X, how much do I want it to go? I think I'm going to do it about here. Okay, so this is my X. I'm going to do Control C. And here on the maximum, just do Control V. And over here, we're just going to do Control V on this one too. But here, we're going to just make this a negative value. Just type in minus and enter. Okay, so now when you press the G key, you should be able to lock it to the left and right, up and down. So this is how this concept is going to work. Okay, so now go ahead and press the 3 key to go to your right view. Now if you press the G key, we should be able to move it up and down. Okay, press the 1 key, press the G key 2 times to make sure that this works correctly. Right click to cancel. Do Alt G to reset the location. So that's how you set this up. And here what I've shown you is how you can quickly expose these local coordinate systems with the grease pencil, right? We could have also done this with an empty. It doesn't matter if it's world space, local space, or pose space, or local with parent. So anyways, that's how this concept is going to work. So let's go ahead and now remove the grease pencil over here and just do Alt H to bring everybody back. Okay, just do A to deselect everything. And here what we're going to do now is go ahead and save this file. So let's do save as, and here I'm just going to save this as Riven lesson 03 l.blend. Okay, so now go ahead and click on m.jaw and lock the rotation and click on this jaw.touch. And here we want to lock the scale and the rotation. because we want the user to only change the location. Now go ahead and just do do Alt R, G and S to reset the rotation, location and scale. Now do Shift S and just do cursor to selected. Here we're going to do Shift A and add a bone shape. So just add a circle first. Click on this bone, just zoom out over here, press the Shift key down, click on this circle, do Shift Control C, and here we're going to do copy transforms, then click on the circle, do Control A, do visual transform, go ahead and go to the constraints and turn this off to make sure that it took. Here I'm just going to delete it. Okay, now go to the object and make sure that the X-ray is enabled. Now here we're going to call this w.jaw.touch and enter. Go ahead and click on this jawbone, go to the bone tab, and over here we're looking for w.jaw.touch. Okay, now just go ahead and rotate a bit. Click on this object, circle object, press the S key to scale it in a bit. Remember, you have to do this in object mode first. Gotta bring it in. Don't bring it all the way, just bring it enough. Now what we need to do is come up with a shape. So press the 1 key to go to your front view and press the tab key to go into edit mode. Go ahead and press the A key to deselect everything, press the C key, and here we're just going to go ahead and just select all these vertices over here, right click to cancel, do X and delete these vertices, go to the modifiers tab, and over here we're just going to add a mirror modifier, make sure clipping is on, turn this on, and it's really just the same thing now, right? We have to decide what type of shape you want. So go ahead and press the A key, do W, and over here I'm just going to do subdivide, and I'm just going to click on, let's actually start over here, click on this vertex, and over here we're going to make sure that this is enabled. Now press the G key, and again just decide how do you want to create this shape. Okay, click over here, press the G key, I'm just going to bring it in. Again, you have to use your scroll wheel, make this work. Okay, now here I'm going to click on any vertex over here and go ahead and click on this red arrow, and of course use my scroll wheel to kind of bring it down over here. I'm just going to press the G key. This is going to take a bit of work to make it the way you want it to behave. So here we can click on any of these over here, kind of bring it in. So here I'm just going to go ahead and select this. Again, you can press the A key, do W, and just smooth it out a few times if you want to, till you're satisfied with it. And here we can press the S key to scale this down a bit over here. Just gonna do the tab key to make sure that everything's looking good. Now you can press the tab key to go into edit mode, press the G key to just move it any way that you want. Okay, and just click over here, press the 3 key, and if you press the G key it will open, right? So you can spend all day on these bone shapes, as I said. Okay, so here I'm just going to click over here and just take a look at this. So I'm just going to scroll this down, make it a bit better, and that's really it on this one. Okay, now go ahead and press the M key and throw it on the last layer. So that's settled. Now we can click over here, press the Shift 3 key to go into the right view, do Shift S and do cursor to selected, do Shift A, and over here just add a circle, do the same thing, click over here, click on this circle, do Shift Control C, do copy transforms, click on this circle, I'm gonna do Control A, do visual transform, click on the circle, go to the constraints, turn this off to make sure that it works, and get rid of this. Now here we're going to call this W dot. We're going to call this tongue dot touch. Enter. Go ahead and click on this bound, go to the bound shapes over here, and this one is going to be called w.tongue.touch. Click on this circle, press the S key to scale it down a bit over here, press the 1 key. Over here I'm going to make sure that X-ray is on, press the S key to scale it down quite a bit, press the 3 key. Now of course I'm going to press the tab key and press the R key to just rotate this shape kind of over here, and press the G key to move it kind of here in the center. Okay, now again you can see that when you press the G key, like it's offsetting itself. So you can press the tab key to go into object mode over here and simply switch this to global, and here you can just move it up to align it again perfectly. Okay, it's no big deal. Now press the S key to scale this down quite a bit. I really don't want it to be that big over here. Now click over here and go ahead and click on this blue arrow, and I'm just going to simply put it down over here. Click on this and move this up over here. It's really for the tongue, so I'm going to do the same thing. Click over here and move this, and now notice that over here we're not getting this to work. So here we can either do the mirror modifier, or what you can do is to just hurry it up. You can actually just click on both of these. It'll still do the same thing, right? You can do it this way, but if you like to use the mirror modifier, you can use that. It's not like you have to. Now press the A key. I'm going to do W and subdivide to W and just smooth this. And over here I'm just going to press the tab key to make sure that this is over here. This looks fine to me. Okay, so now go ahead and click this, press the M key and just throw it on this last layer. So now we have this whole thing working. Okay, so if we click on this and click on this, press the M key, and let's put it on this layer over here. So now when we go to the touch bones, remove the axes and names to see how this whole thing is looking like. Okay, so now you can click over here and press the G key to open the mouth. You can click on this, you open this up a bit more, press the G key 2 times and press the R key, let's say 2 times to rotate the tongue. Press the G key, press the 3 key, bring the tongue out a bit, right? You can do whatever you want. Now press the A key to select everything, do Alt or G over here to reset everything. Now here I'm just going to do File and Save. Okay, so I'll see you in the next lesson. Thank you.